Hello, hello. Thank you, everyone, for taking your seats. We are going to get started. So if I could get your attention up here. Thank you, thank you. Well, thank you so much. I am Natalie Shepard from CBS 58, and we would like to welcome you to the 2026 Impact 100 Greater Milwaukee Annual Awards. And Kathy, it's the Nat and Kat Show again.
All right, it's the Nat and Kat Show. Kathy Michelby, longtime member, did something else in television for a period of time. But as far as tonight is concerned, I think it's just awesome that we're all here together. Let's give ourselves a giant hand to start it out. I love that you're calling it the Big Give this year, because I think about how you get a hug from someone. And then I think about how you get an Impact 100 hug. And that, my dear, is like a giant bear hug. And so thanks so much for everybody being involved again this year. It is such a wonderful organization to be a part of, and also to help well, I guess it is the Nat and Kat Show. We'll decide. Kat and Nat, Nat and Kat. In fact, it's really about you. So we will just be guiding you through your wonderful work.
All right, I think Kat and Nat's probably better.
No, Nat and Kat. Nat and Kat.
Well, and it is all about you, and it's amazing to see the number of people in this room grow each and every year. And tonight you are sitting in this room with women whose generosity is about to transform our community once again. In a moment, you are going to have the honor of hearing from our 5 extraordinary grant finalists. You're going to get a chance to cast your vote. And then before the night is over, we are going to award $445,000 in awards to nonprofits that have been doing amazing work across our entire area.
I had the chance as a roving reporter, kind of got back into my old days of, really getting into the dirt and finding things out. And lo and behold, I have to say, I love every one of the finalists tonight. You have done such a splendid job of really the heavy lifting of going through all that paperwork, through all that visiting. I am so proud of this organization. I got involved after, I'm not the first year, but the second year, and I have spent a little time at this podium, but I really, really, really appreciate the hard work that our members do to get to know this community. So again, thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Well, and if you were here last year, that was my first year, so this is my second, and I got involved because I had the chance to come and cover an event for Impact 100, and just being able to see how the organization works, it makes so much sense to me. We are stronger together, and everyone pooling together makes such a huge impact. So before we begin tonight, I do want to introduce someone who has shepherded this organization through an extraordinary year. Please join me in welcoming President Margaret Cry.
Thank you, ladies. That's kind of a tough act to follow the professionals, but I appreciate it. Tonight in this room, you are sitting with women whose collective generosity is about to transform our community, yet again. In a moment, you will hear from our 5 extraordinary grant finalists. You will cast your vote if you're a member this current year, and before the night is over, $445,000 will be awarded to nonprofits doing remarkable work across our 4-county region. Before we begin, let's see. We're having a little script issue there. We'll switch back. Okay. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome you as we come together for the Big Give, our annual award celebration. This is our 11th year of collective giving. You may hear this several times over the course of the evening, but we are truly celebrating tonight, celebrating the power of collective giving, resulting in the funding of impactful initiatives that affect real change in our own community. With a $1,100 commitment from members, you support a worthy cause. With that same donation, matched by 444 other women, you create lasting positive change. We are thrilled to celebrate the 5 nonprofits that join us here tonight. They put in a lot of time and thought and effort as they worked through our rigorous grants process. I hope you will join me in giving them all a round of applause for the tremendous good that they do in our community. These organizations exist because their founders, volunteers, and staff saw needs in our community and stepped up to help. That is just like our Impact 100 members who are here tonight. We see needs in our community, and we pool our resources to step up and help. That is what brings us all together tonight. In 11 short years, Impact 100 has grown from a few women who thought they could find a few friends to join them and pool their dollars together, all the way to today's 445-person membership. This generosity allows us tonight to award 4 $100,000 grants and 1 $45,000 merit award. Wow, that's a ton of money. Let's hear it. Because of your commitment to Impact 100, all of these organizations will be celebrating a meaningful contribution to fulfill their mission. Your support is what makes it possible, so I think we should also give a round of applause to all of our members, those who donate generously and those who also give generously of their time and talent. We are also deeply grateful to our sponsors, whose belief in our mission is evidenced by their generous support. They allow us to extend our reach, host more recruitment events, and offer enriching educational programs. A heartfelt thank you to all of our sponsors, with special thanks to our diamond sponsor, the Krizik Group, as well as our legacy sponsors, Boucher Auto Group, Allenbecker Investment Group, and Johnson Financial Group, who have stood by us since the very beginning. I hope you enjoy every part of this celebration that we call the Big Give, and I know it will be a fun, educational evening and will touch your hearts in ways that you will be talking about for weeks to come. Thank you. And I'm going to call Natalie back to the stage.
Well, let's give Margaret one more big round of applause. And I hope you guys do have your clapping hands ready because we have a lot of people to thank. As Margaret said, so many of you have made this possible by generously giving. So we do want to thank our sponsors, and we're going to go through those right now, so we'll pause for applause. Tonight we want to thank and recognize our diamond sponsor, the Krizik Group, so thank you for your generous support. Our platinum sponsor is Heartland. Our gold sponsor, Johnson Financial. And to our silver and in-kind sponsors, thank you for standing with Impact 100 and making tonight possible as well. So right now, it is my privilege to invite our platinum sponsor, Heartland, to the stage. Come on up. We have Heartland Fund, Bill Naskovitz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, came last year, and I think it's a 50% increase in attendance. And it's quite a range here. I think it's 20 to 1. Why couldn't this be my high school? Wow, fantastic. Well, good evening. It's really a privilege and a delight to be here and support Impact 100. In looking over the history of the group, you've come a long way in just 11 years, from 5 founders to 422 members. And I think they're all paid up too, aren't they? That's fantastic. So perhaps you'll have to change your name to maybe the Impact 1000 or something like that. It's fantastic success. So we have a real appreciation for Impact 100, what you represent. Each of you makes a meaningful personal commitment, not just to contribute $1,100 a year, but by giving your time, your judgment, and the care and research involved in selecting these nonprofit organizations, and decide where capital investment can be made to make the biggest difference. That model resonates with Heartland Funds. I founded the firm 43 years ago, starting our first fund, the Heartland Value Fund. Today we have 3 mutual funds and manage over 100 private accounts for individuals, foundations, and others. Assets well north of $2 billion, on our way to $3 billion. Fortunately, a number of younger folks have joined our firm, so I'm chairman of the board, which means I'm chief second guesser. Our son Will is CEO, and we co-manage the Value Fund. So we're focusing on small to mid-sized companies. Like Impact, many of these are Wisconsin companies. As our name implies, we're value-oriented with the goal of owning solid, growing businesses, but paying a reasonable price. That's where the value name comes in. We use a lot of intensive research. It's hands-on, visiting with hundreds of companies each year, building portfolios both for the funds and private accounts. So our investment style is sort of like when you go shopping, perhaps at TJ Maxx. You're looking for a bargain, right? But high quality. So that's what we do. We're active investors. We're not index fund investors. And over the long term, it's paid off for both our fund shareholders and our private accounts. So we admire your passion, your focus, and commitment in making transformational grants to nonprofits. We are proud that our Hallmark Value Fund has been rated 5 stars by Morningstar with outstanding 1, 3, 5, 10-year, and since inception records. Like Impact 100, investment strives for never-ending, continuous improvement, and that's where the ladies come in. Impact has 422 strong, but Heartland has our secret weapons too, and I'd like to introduce a few that are here. Nicole Best, would you stand? She's our CFO of over 20 years. Linda Scari, my assistant. We'll call her the Jackie of all trades. Mackenzie, recently marketing. She's in charge of all the things that we do. And the best, my wife and love for 56 years. Marion, could you please stand? Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate it. And lastly, Vicki Schrader, could you please stand? You're the one that introduced us to Impact 100 last year. So thank you very much. So we have a special gift for each table, just one, a little Heartland memorabilia, so that'll be passed out here as we finish. Thank you again, and good luck. Much success to the recipients.
All right, and thank you again to Bill and Heartland and to all of our sponsors for helping to make tonight possible. I am going to continue to flip through this script to make sure we're in the right spot because it's very organized when you put women in charge of things. That's how it is. So I'm just going to try to keep up. All right. So thank you again to all of our sponsors, and now is the moment that you've all been waiting for. We're going to get to hear from those who've come to present tonight. And over the past several months, our grants committee has reviewed dozens of proposals from nonprofits all across our area, Milwaukee, Ozaukee, Waukesha, and Washington counties. And tonight, you're going to get to hear from the 5 finalists who have risen to the top. Here's how it's going to work. Each finalist have 5 minutes to present their project, and we're going to hear from all 5 organizations, and then after that, voting will open for Impact 100's voting members. So settle in, put on your listening ears, give us your full attention, and join me now in welcoming Grants co-directors Julie Barris and Mary Lou Gonzalez.
Maria Shriver, journalist and author, believes and challenges each of us, especially women, to become architects of change in our own lives, in our own homes, and in our own communities, to challenge what is imagine what can be, and then create what you envision. 10 years ago, that idea drew me to Impact 100, a collective giving organization where women pool their resources and then grant nonprofits funds to create significant change in our greater Milwaukee community. And not only can I donate my resources, but I can participate in choosing the organizations who are the recipient of Impact 100 funds. How cool is that, that I can personally be involved in this grant process?
Our grants process begins in the fall, when we invite nonprofits across Milwaukee, Waukesha, Ozaukee, and Washington counties to learn about Impact 100 through our information session and also optional visioning sessions. In December, we received 93 letters of inquiry, a powerful reminder of both the need and the innovative programming that exists throughout our community. In January, our members are invited to join one of 5 grants committees. We provide detailed training and procedures to aid in the reading and evaluation of the applications. This year, 104 women in this room, and perhaps not here tonight, contributed their time, expertise, and thoughtful judgment to that work. Thank you to all the women who served on the grant committee this year for your dedication to Impact 100 and to our community. Through thoughtful and analytical discussion and our one woman, one vote philosophy, each committee selected a finalist you will meet here tonight.
We received a touching comment from one of our finalists recently that speaks to both the work we do at Impact 100 as well as their work to help others. It is not often that I find myself in a room full of people who inspire me to keep growing, keep showing up, and keep striving to be better, both as a leader and as a person. That is what being an architect of change means. We all have the opportunity to make a meaningful difference in our community. And now, please welcome our 5 architects of change, the 2026 Impact 100 finalists. And to introduce our first finalist, please welcome Barb Holtz.
Good evening, everyone. As one of the Impact 100 grant chairs, I am deeply honored to present our finalist, Friends Incorporated. Their safety expansion project goes far beyond a simple garage renovation. Please join me in welcoming Friends Executive Director Jessica Becker to learn more about the Friends and their projects.
Hi everyone. Tonight I want to tell you a story about a mother and her children. At home, she experienced intimidation, strangulation, and control. The kind of abuse that teaches someone to live in fear. The abuse even happened in front of her children, and one night the abuse got so bad, her children called the police. He was finally arrested. She quickly filed for a restraining order, and in her statement she said, "I'm scared that one day he might actually kill me, and that leaves my kids without their mother, just like I don't have mine." The restraining order was granted, and for one brief moment, she felt she was finally safe, although that didn't last for long. He was quickly released from jail, and only 2 months later, her fear had become a reality. Police found her dead in the trunk of a car. He had stabbed her 49 times. I wish I could tell you that this is rare or it happened somewhere else, but this happened right here in Milwaukee County. In 2024, Wisconsin experienced the highest number of deaths due to domestic violence in the state's history. Every minute, survivors of domestic violence are trying to decide, who can I call, where can I go, and is it even safe enough for me to leave? Because for survivors, leaving doesn't always mean the violence ends. Sometimes it means that it escalates it. In these moments, we know that safe shelter is the difference between life and death for our survivors. At Friends, Inc., we work 24/7 to keep survivors of domestic violence from all over Southeast Wisconsin safe. But we are the only service provider located in Washington County. So if our shelter is full, there is nowhere else for them to go. Last year, we had to turn away 237 callers seeking safe shelter simply because we did not have the space. And 237 is only the number of people who called. One call could be an individual looking for shelter for themselves. It could be a mother with her 4 children. It could be a full family sitting in a car just trying to figure out where they're going to go that night. Those are survivors that are reaching out the exact moment that they feel safe enough to leave. And we had to tell them, we don't have room for you here tonight. This $100,000 investment will allow us to remodel our garage to transform our space in 3 life-saving ways. First, this will create 2 safe and hidden parking spaces on site so survivors can park safely without the fear of being found by their abuser while they're at our space. Second, this renovation will create space for donations that survivors rely on to rebuild their lives. Right now, we are turning away donations simply because we do not have the room to store them. And third, once those donations are moved into the garage, we can create space inside of our shelter for 6 additional shelter beds. That means 48 more survivors each year can find safe shelter at Friends, Inc. And that number matters because that means that there are 48 more people that get to hear yes. Yes, we can help you. Yes, we have space. Yes, you can bring your children. Tonight, you are safe here, and you do not need to go back. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am one of the grant chairs, Kimberly Rennie Weisgerber, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the Executive Director for America's Black Holocaust Museum, Brad Pruitt, who will present ABHM's Enhanced Visitors Experience Initiative. Let's welcome Brad to the podium.
Good evening. I'm also going to tell a bit of our collective American history tonight. In 1930, there was a photograph taken that eventually became included in the Life magazine's 100 Photographs That Changed the World. In that photograph, 2 young black men were hanging from a tree, with over 10,000 people in Marion, Indiana, standing watch. There were men, there were women, there were children. Many were dressed in their Sunday best, and they came to witness what some referred to as a spectacle lynching. But what most people don't know about one of the most recognizable lynching photographs in American history is that there was to be a 3rd young man to lose his life that day. His name was James Cameron, but he survived. And then spent the rest of his 92 years of life doing work around civil rights, reconciliation, and ultimately healing. Dr. Cameron believed that hate poisoned the hater from within. He chose to be better and not bitter. He chose to spend his life dedicated to holding America to its value of equal justice for all. And that value and that mission and that commitment became America's Black Holocaust Museum. And America being in the title very specifically, this is not Black history, this is American history. Dr. Cameron began this work in his family home in the basement that eventually took over the whole house and then inhabited multiple storefronts. Virgil Cameron, who's on our board of directors, Dr. Cameron's son, is with us and can testify to the passion that started in the basement, then took over the house, and then shared throughout the community. Unfortunately, when we lost Dr. Cameron in 2006, and then the recession in 2008, the museum closed. So then a small group of us began a process of rebuilding the museum. In 2012, we launched our virtual museum, which began to grow around the country and around the world. The museum currently hosts over 338,000 visitors from over 200 countries. And then in 2022, we finally, at long last, were able to reopen the physical museum on the corner of Velar Phillips and North Avenue. And through exhibits, artifacts, personal stories, visitor encounters, we explored the challenges and the triumph of our collective American history. The museum also includes a dedicated space where we gather people to connect, to learn, to grow through our core programmatic efforts, as well as creating space for dialogues, author talks, symposiums, and community convenings. These gatherings and implementations not only allow our visitors and guests to experience and learn about this history, but to be a part of it. Visitors often come expecting to see the tragedy. They don't often necessarily come to see the courage, the inspiration, the resilience, the hope. And all of these pieces and all of these factors are core to what we do at America's Black Holocaust Museum. And with this $100,000 contribution, we will be able to expand our platform, our audience, and potentially and eventually our impact. It's basically in three parts. Through the development of our overall exhibit space, through visceral and emotional and immersive experiences, as well as enhanced lighting and design components. We also want to create more opportunity for accessibility for people who are hearing or visually impaired. And with this support, our visitors just won't learn about this work, but they can be engaged in it. By updating our technology in the small reflection room of our space, after people visit the space, they're going to be able to share their own thoughts, their own feelings, potentially history from their family or history that they would like to contribute. So some will share stories from generations past. Some will share how the museum affected them. But either way, either approach that they take, will become a part of our collective American history. All backgrounds, all perspectives, one history. Dr. Cameron dreamed of a day where he referred and called that we would become one single and sacred nationality. And with your generous support and through every visitor, we will be able to preserve history and we'll be able to create opportunities for understanding and for empathy. And on behalf of our board of directors, the Cameron family, and America's Black Holocaust Museum, we thank you for being a part of this extraordinary evening. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cynthia Appleback, and I am honored to introduce you to our finalist, McKinnon Brown Homeless Sanctuary. Tonight, their president and CEO, Sister McKinnon Brown, and board secretary and adult tutoring program coordinator, Holly Morse, are excited for you to learn about their transformative project. The MBHS Commercial Kitchen will impact their 53206 community. Please welcome Holly and McKinnon.
Hello, family. Have you ever heard the word Ubuntu. It's a South African word brought to the United States by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. We do not have a word for it, but the closest understanding in English is this: I cannot be fully who I am unless you can be fully who you are. At the McCannon Brown Homeless Sanctuary, Ubuntu is our special sauce. People who are in homeless situations or at risk of homelessness come to us from every walk of life. And the miracle that we witness there every day is that when people gather around food with dignity, compassion, and community, it becomes a catalyst for transformation, and it feeds all of our souls. My friend Holly Morse is our bridge builder.
And for the past 19 years, I've walked alongside Sister McCannon Brown. Her vision is transformational. I thought I was coming to help people. Instead, I found a community of friends that changed my life. Our sanctuary is located in Milwaukee's 53206 zip code. It is the most food scarce in the state area in the state of Wisconsin. And in just the last 6 months, 4 supermarkets and a Walgreens have been closed. For many residents without transportation, healthy food is nearly impossible to access.
When people are hungry, everything else becomes difficult. When we began in 2014, we were distributing meals from our cars. Today, we serve participants from a warehouse that we are transforming into our sanctuary in phases. Every day, people come to our safe space for food, tutoring, medical access, and a constellation of life-building services. 3 years ago, we partnered with Children's Hospital to begin lead testing for children to help reverse the long-term effects of poor nutrition and lead exposure. But food is still our middle name. Last year, our 2 weekly food distribution programs served 4,600 people. On Tuesdays, families leave carrying 30-gallon bags of food and essentials. On Fridays, our participants gather for a meal, which we serve out of a church basement 9 blocks away. The only meals we can provide in our own facility come from a microwave.
Imagine what we could do if we had our own kitchen. With your $100,000 investment, we will build a full commercial-grade kitchen for completion this year. Instead of serving out of a church 1 day a week, we can prepare and serve meals from our own kitchen 5 days a week on dining room furniture that was donated to us by Martha Watts in 2022.
Staff, community members, and our faith groups will help run it.
So we can expand food distribution, serve meals in our dining room, and offer education in nutrition, food preparation, and kitchen skills.
And our kitchen will be named in honor of Reuben and Mildred Harpo, his late wife, Mildred Harpo. Reuben is here this evening. Please acknowledge Reuben Harpo. The Harpos are lifelong civil rights champions and beloved friends of the sanctuary family. Mildred often said to us, "We've got to build that kitchen so that we can feed the people." She was right. The kitchen is our front door to health, dignity, and hope, because Ubuntu is not just something we believe in. It is something we live. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jill Boyle. It is my distinct privilege to welcome Vincent Noth, President and CEO, and DeMonte Dismuke, Workforce Development Manager of the Kinship Community Food Center, who will share their project, Kinship Catering Pilot Launch, and how they would like to expand and move this sustainable model forward. Please welcome them.
Good evening. At Kinship, we believe that we belong to one another. The way we show up for each other is the same way we do our family and our friends. We call that radical kinship. And this belief fuels every single thing that we do. Our program is designed to work with the most marginalized groups, folks that are often excluded from workplace opportunities. We recently conducted dozens of interviews to hire our next cohort at Kinship Cafe inside of Thrive on King. As a former human resources professional, I can't tell you how proud I am during the interview process to say to someone, "Are you unhoused? This job is for you. Do you have a history of incarceration or addiction? Okay, this job is for you." We often don't get through these interviews without tears. The pain, trauma, and the family tragedies people have endured would bring you to your knees. Folks just want a better life. But the weight of every single thing that's previously suffered by them, in addition to what they're currently dealing with, makes it sometimes feeling impossible to move forward. Let's be honest, healing takes time. Often, time is not on your side when you have bills to pay. You have to take care of your children, all the while trying to build a better future.
That's why we created a radical program called Train on the Clock, Heal on the Clock. An 18-month healing work training program where 1/3 of every trainee's paid work hours are devoted to their own social and emotional health and stability. Through our Kinship Cafe located in the Thrive on King building, trainees receive hands-on training in culinary arts, customer service, hospitality, but trainees also receive one-on-one coaching, financial literacy, therapeutic support, and a community radically committed to their success, all while on the clock at work.
So this unconditional love and support and the radical kinship that we have is what researchers call community-activated medicine. Over and over, trainees say, all this time, I didn't need another service. I didn't need another program. What I needed was a community. Kinship is not just our name, it is our strategy. Showing up every day is our daily dose of tenderness that opens up that door to long-term healing. And we're seeing radical results. Trainees will come from decades of crisis and instability are achieving milestones tied to sustainable employment and family stability. Graduates from our program are securing stable housing, they're obtaining driver's licenses, vehicles, repairing their credit, opening up bank accounts, and advancing into higher wage employment. By moving individuals from crisis towards stability, we reduce the reliance on emergency services, justice system interventions, and other costly public systems. So this project delivers both measurable workforce gains and a strong return on investment for the city of Milwaukee as a whole. What makes this work so important is that the impact doesn't stop with one person. It changes families, it changes children, it changes future generations, and that's how communities are transformed.
Thank you, Impact 100. We're honored to be here. Women Giving as One. Thank you for your consideration to fund our second business, Kinship Catering. This second social enterprise is, since we launched our successful cafe 2 years ago, will enable us to run a second business, and 2 recent graduates, one of whom is here tonight, and you can stand up, Angela, if you want to, will be running that business. With your $100,000 investment, Kinship Catering will expand our Train and Heal on the Clock program, eventually doubling the size of the trainees we currently serve. And these trainees are our heart and soul. Just to walk alongside them is just the greatest gift in our lives. Most importantly, your investment will be that container of tenderness for our incredible trainees to find their stability and healing. So thank you for showing up tonight. And we, as Kinship, promise to keep showing up for our trainees. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Pam Klein, and I am truly humbled to introduce our final finalist, the Grand Avenue Club. Their impactful and vital project, the Digital Learning and Employment Center, will enrich and transform the lives of their members who live with mental illness. Please help me welcome the Grand Avenue Club's Executive Director, Philip Connolly, and Grand Avenue Club member, Keisha Hallberg.
Well, we drew the last spot tonight, and honestly, that might be fitting. Because the people we work with often feel like they are the last to be seen, the last to be included, and the last to be given an opportunity. At Grand Avenue Club, we do see them. And I wish you could see what we see every day. The people we serve who are living with mental illness are some of the most resilient, talented, and determined people I have ever met. Our staff is dedicated to providing them with tools and mentors so they can discover their strengths, passions, and see a future with purpose and possibility. At GAC, we support the whole person. We offer free meals, wellness support, referrals to counseling, and other critical services so our members have the stability they need to move forward. The thousands of people who have walked through our doors will tell you that they want what we all want in life, to contribute to society and to belong. With your generous support, we can remove a major barrier to their continued education and employment. With your $100,000 grant, we will transform our old, outdated workspace filled with isolating cubicles and aging computers into Milwaukee's first digital learning and employment center, specifically designed for adults living with mental illness. Members will sit side by side with peers, mentors, and instructors using updated technology, collaborative workspaces, and hands-on digital training designed to prepare them for today's workforce. Many of our members will come to Grand Avenue Club for this service because they are looking for more than just access to computers or classes. They are looking for a welcoming community where they feel understood, supported, and encouraged every step of the way. For some members, that means learning how to create an email. For others, it means building resumes, accessing job portals, or completing GED or college coursework. When our members succeed, our entire community benefits. But honestly, the best way to understand the impact this project will have is to hear directly from Keisha.
My name is Keisha Hallberg. I have been a proud member of Grand Avenue Club, GAC, since 2015. I want to tell you what GAC means to me and to our members. GAC means growth. I have grown a lot because of GAC. GAC means love. I stopped hating people. I stopped hating myself. I even found a husband. Because GAC showed me what it felt like to be loved and supported. My husband of 9 years, Patrick Hallberg, is also a member of GAC. GAC means support. My husband and I get all the support we need every day. They have helped us more in my 11 years as a GAC member than my biological family has my entire life. GAC is truly a blessing from above. GAC means saving lives. GAC has kept me out of prison, out of a mental hospital, and yes, honestly, out of an early grave. But GAC, and most important of all, GAC means home. The people there are our family, and GAC is our home away from home. It is our safe place. It is where we have made true, strong, and lasting friendships. GAC means turning dreams into reality. My GAC friends are going to school. They are finding jobs, my husband and myself included. Also, thanks to Ben, I am getting my words out there for people to see because he is putting my poems on GAC's Facebook page every Friday. Grand Avenue Club is helping people with mental illness in ways you can't even imagine. It is hard to have employment without education, and it is very hard to survive in today's society without employment. You can't put a price on any of this. And with your support, GAC can help even more people living with a mental illness turn their dreams into reality. This is why I think you should give the full $100,000 grant to Grand Avenue Club, because it is not just an investment in a project. It is an investment in a better future for us adults living with a mental illness here in Milwaukee. Grand Avenue Club truly is a community that works. Thank you.
All right, now your part comes in. So thank you so much for listening. And really, the word is right there in the name of Impact 100. You just heard from 5 organizations that are making such an impact in our communities. So you have your decisions to make now. We're going to make sure I have the instructions exactly how they should be. We're going to keep flipping. All right, here we go. I'm just going to walk you quickly through the voting process. So hopefully all of you have your phones and the email link that was sent out earlier today. So we are going to walk through it real quick. You should have received that email from Opa Vote. It contains your personal voting link. So for your convenience, we did send a reminder email containing that link this afternoon. If you can't find it or you have any questions, right over here in this corner, we have a voting help table. They're giving a wave over there. So if you have any issues, you can pop over there. They are going to help you out. So Impact 100 uses a voting method that requires members to rank all 5 finalists in your preferred order. So then point values are assigned on each ballot. And during the interlude, after the voting is closed, our results team is going to tabulate all of those results. And Then we're going to find out what's happening later tonight. So that team includes Governance Director Cindy Huber, Election Manager Ann Homestead, and Independent Observer Nicole Anderson, who is a CPA from Hawkins Ash. The ballots include those cast tonight and any absentee ballots that were cast earlier by people who could not be here tonight. And only the results team knows the final vote, and those results are going to remain confidential. So based on your ranked ballots, 4 finalists will be awarded $100,000, and 1 finalist will receive a $45,000 merit award. So again, in total, that adds up to $445,000, which represents a generous $1,000 donation from each of our 445 members this year. So voting is officially open. Get your ballots in as quickly as you can. And while you're voting, the bar is reopening, salad's going to be cleared, entrees are on their way. Enjoy your dinner, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Lasting change in our community. From educational programming to grant review committees, financial management, communications, member outreach, and event planning, countless people contribute behind the scenes to make this organization successful. To every volunteer who has helped in ways large and small, sincerely, thank you. This organization reflects the generosity and dedication of all of you. As outgoing board president, it was an honor to help lead Impact 100 into our 11th year. Over the decade, we have learned, adapted, and grown stronger. But through every change, one thing has remained constant: our commitment to transformative philanthropy rooted in shared values. Values like creating sustainable, meaningful change in our community, leading with trust, integrity, transparency, and compassion, empowering every member through our one woman, one vote model, and educating ourselves about community needs so that we can take thoughtful, informed action together. And I'm especially grateful to the many women who have already stepped forward to serve in leadership roles for our 12th year. Your willingness to lead ensures that Impact 100 continues to thrive. Thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for being a part of a wonderful, wonderful evening, and thank you to all who have joined or renewed tonight. Now I would like to welcome Kathy back to the stage to announce our award recipients.
These are in no particular order of the, whoops, they're definitely in no particular order. That was good stuff. You'd think I'd planned that, right? Our recipients were all wonderful. Let's give them a giant hand before we even start this. And I'm going to announce this $100,000 recipient, Kinship Community. And now the giant check. Just try to walk that into the bank tomorrow. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hi, everyone. I'm one of the chefs and one of the graduates of the Workforce Development Program, and I'm super grateful for everyone in this room. And I thank you for the support and the love that you guys are presenting to us.
All right.
Go for it.
Okay. Again, no particular order. But now we'd like to welcome Friends Inc.
I just want to say thank you guys all so much on behalf of Friends Inc. and every survivor that this is going to impact. Thank you. People are going to walk through our doors and they're going to find hope. They're going to find safety. And tonight you guys all saved lives. So thank you so much.
$100,000 to McCannon Brown Homeless Sanctuary. Come on up.
Take the picture, please. Sister. I would like to thank everybody. I live a block and a half away from McCannon Brown Homeless Sanctuary, and this money will go to our kitchen, so I don't have to cook at home anymore.
Can you imagine how many thousands of people will benefit from what happened here tonight in having more food in that place in Milwaukee? Thousands going forward. With all of our hearts, we thank you so much.
It's in his name.
This is a great day, and I'm wishing all of you well, because in our hearts, this is what we'd like to do. And sometimes we can't do as much as we should be doing, but that's okay. God still forgives us for that. Thank you.
I'm just going to say, don't you think Mildred would be happy? Would Mildred be happy?
Okay. Go off the side.
And next, we'd like to welcome to the stage Grand Avenue Club.
you so much for choosing us for the $100,000 grant. My husband recently lost his job, and that's how I know from experience. It is so hard to survive without employment. He lost that job, and he's been eating out of Rogers. So I'm just thankful that we can maybe help other families from not having to experience what me and my husband had to go through. Thank you so much. This will really help the Grand Avenue Club, and it's going to help a lot of people with mental illness to keep them out of the hospital.
I don't really know how to follow that up, but I'll say this, like this group has been so supportive to our organization. I can't say enough about the people in this room. You're incredible, and you're gonna have a huge, for lack of a better word, impact on our organization. So thank you so much.
And I am glad that we have a big check for America's Black Holocaust Museum.
So first of all, thank you all for this extraordinary honor. And I just want to speak to the power of the 445 women who come together every year to support this community in a demonstration of how individuals can come together and make impact without some legislation, without someone from somewhere else, but the power of people coming together and making change in their own community. So thank you, and I would like to invite our founder's son, Virgil Cameron, who's still on the board of directors at the museum, to say a few words.
Oh boy. Number one, I would like to thank you. This gives me the America's Black Holocaust Museum an opportunity to continue my dad's vision for unity and not divisiveness. So thank you so very much.
Well, how about that? Congratulations to everybody who put on such a great presentation tonight. It's one of my favorites. I'm going to ask you to join in thanking our grants co-directors, Julie Barris and Mary Lou Gonzalez, who guided us through this grant cycle. Thank you very much.
And once again, we're going to welcome President Margaret Cryer.
I hope everyone has had a really wonderful evening. I know I certainly have. And a special thank you to the Italian Community Center for hosting us once again, and to Bartolotta for their continued generosity and support of Impact 100 Milwaukee. There's an old saying, strength in numbers. I think here at Impact 100, we have proven something even more powerful, impact in numbers. 11 years ago, we were 218 members strong. Today, we are 445 women united by a shared commitment to our community. What does that growth mean? It means more than $4.1 million. $4.1 million invested in organizations across Milwaukee, helping nonprofits expand services, reach more people, and create lasting change. It means hundreds of women coming together, building connections, and discovering extraordinary work happening throughout our community. It has truly been my privilege to serve as president of this remarkable organization over the past year. I'm incredibly proud of what we've accomplished together and even more excited about what lies ahead. And now it is my honor to pass the gavel to our incoming president, Piper Plummer Mahegan. And don't worry, guys, my dress has pockets. I have a gavel in here. I know.
Well, since we've run a little long, I was going to say more than I'm going to say, but here's what, and there's nothing you can really say to top what you've seen here tonight. These organizations are what make a difference in our community and why we're here. The only thing I will leave you with is, in addition to your membership, which we greatly appreciate, we can't do the things we do here without all of you volunteering your time as well. It takes women to put this event on every year, as well as the grants and everything else that we do. We also can't do it without our sponsors. So if you work for a company or you own a company that might be interested in sponsoring our mission, reach out to us. We'd be happy to share that information with you. And if you're sitting here and you've already renewed your membership, we would love to have you help us do the work, because it really is rewarding work. I can't say enough about that. I've learned more about my community in the 10 years that I've been a member than anything else I've ever done. So with that, I believe, can I pound the gavel or are you coming back up? Meeting adjourned.